starting. 30 seconds gone. Don't think he's offside either. Well, in the end, it's decent defending by Koundé, who used his pace to get back. It's decent defending by Koundé, who used his pace to get back. Enough to force Modric wide. I think Barca could be great for that. Modric rather than somebody a little bit quicker. Barca could be great for that. Modric rather than somebody a little bit quicker. Ter Stegen to Araujo, who absolutely flattens Nacho. Linesman has given it late, but he has given it. Once again, Barca opting to put Ronald Araujo as a right back tonight. Obviously normally plays in central defence, but they reckon his pace and speed is a good defence against Vinicius Junior, who is obviously on the left wing for Real Madrid. And, right into Nacho, so filling in because David Alaba has a muscle problem, as does Ferland Mendy. So no natural left back for Real Madrid, but Nacho has filled in all the way across the back during his career. Still not signed a new contract for number 6 for Real Madrid. Has been a tremendously good squad player for them. There's Koundé. A slightly strange looking Barca defence today. Obviously all pretty much regulars, except for maybe Marcos Alonso. Koundé sometimes plays on the right, playing in the middle today. Araujo, who normally plays in the middle, today playing on the right. And the youngster Valde, who's looked very impressive this season since breaking through, playing left back. Xavi Hernandez. Obviously in the league last year, Barcelona won 4-0 in the Bernabeu. Didn't seem to be a sign that it would all be going tickety-boo for Barca with Xavi. And to be fair, they are vastly improved, at least in the league, under him. 59 points after 23 games, which is 21 points more than at the same stage last season. However, they went out of the group stage of the Champions League and at the first hurdle in the Europa League. Well, you probably saw them lose to Manchester United last Thursday, a week ago. Valverde, once again Modric finding space. Busquets getting back. Sergio Busquets, by the way, making Clasico history today. The Barca midfielder, 34 years old, playing his 46th Clasico. Tell you what, that the significance of that in a minute, as Real Madrid continue their attack. It's Camavinga, the young Frenchman, starting to show the reasons why Real Madrid bought him from Stade Rennes. Benzema once again, Modric. Valverde to Carvajal. Again Camavinga. Rudiger. Anthony Kroos. Looks for the nutmeg, Vinicius. Takes the free kick quickly. Just a little bit late on Nacho. While the ball goes back just quickly. Busquets, 46th Clasico. That means he has played more Clásicos than anybody. Leo Messi had played 45. Sergio Ramos had also played 45. So Busquets won more than those two. Ramos, who's obviously now at Paris Saint-Germain, who last week announced he was retiring from international football. Although, to be fair, to all intents and purposes, he had been retired. New coach from Spain, Luis de la Fuente, saying, I think I'd rather go for younger players. To be fair, Ramos hadn't played for Spain for the last 2 years anyhow. Speaks quite a bit, I think, of De La Fuente that he took the time to call him. Rafinha gets caught. Slightly ungracious letter as well. It was from Ramos announcing his international retirement. Here goes to Marcos Alonso. He came through the Real Madrid youth system, the former Chelsea defender. And ball, let's not forget. Father, also called Marcos Alonso, former Spain international, sadly passed away last month. Modric's being pursued by Busquets, and there's Valverde. Has the option to drop deep and then surge forward, and this is what Barca have to avoid. But what Madrid are looking for, Vinicius finds the ball in space. Lovely little turn there to get past the first challenge, but the finish is a little bit disappointing. It's Frenkie de Jong getting across to provide a bit of defensive cover. Well nodded down by Ferran Torres. Just looks as if he's recovering his form after the World Cup. Torres, 23 years old, celebrated his birthday yesterday. Rafinha forcing the first corner of the game. For Barca, Nacho gets in front, former Leeds United man of course. He's done reasonably well as well since Dembele picked up his muscle problem. Not a great corner. Modric has the chance to break. Once again looks for Vinicius, who can't keep it in. Once again, De Jong. So just a quick reminder as well that this year in the Copa del Rey, as last year, away goals don't count double in the event of a draw. Manuel Montero, his record with both clubs. Having a word with Benzema. Here's Barca. He's refereed them 23 times, 17 wins, 2 draws, 4 defeats. Real Madrid has refereed them 13 times, 11 wins, 1 draw and 1 defeat. As I say, referee very much in the spotlight today after these revelations of Barca. Over a period of about 15 years, paid something like €7 million to a company owned by a certain Mr. Negreira, who was a Catalan referee, used to be a top-flight referee, and was the the assistant president or vice president of the refereeing technical committee, which is obviously the committee which decides which referees get promoted, who gets what match, etc, etc, etc. Supposedly that money was for technical reports on youth team players from other teams, and maybe other information about refereeing styles of his companions. But obviously, if you're paying €7 million to the vice president of the referees technical committee, who, as I say, has an influence on the career of referees, then I think everybody has a right to be a little bit dubious about the motivation, especially because a couple of former Barca coaches, Ernesto Valverde and the assistant of Tata Martino, both said they never saw hide nor hair of any technical reports. Busquets in there on Vinicius. And another free kick. So basically because of that, obviously, you do suspect that every action from Mr. Manuel Montero today will be put under the microscope. Bit of pressure there for Marcos Alonso. Oof. And Real Madrid winning the ball back. Right start from Carlo Ancelotti's men in his first 11 minutes. Barca in the Super Cup really dominated it, with Gavi having a fantastic match. So far here, it's Real Madrid have got the upper hand. Kessie back to Ter Stegen. Out it goes to Araujo. Uruguayan fully fit again, obviously, after... Yes, he went to the World Cup with Uruguay, but was unable to play a single minute. Kessie shows a bit too much of that, and Camavinga in quickly, wins the ball. Vinicius looks to curl that one in. That's a great delivery, and that is the opening goal. Although the offside flag is up on the far side against Benzema. Let's have a look. Yeah, good decision. About a yard and a half offside, Benzema. All came, though, because of Camavinga winning that ball in the middle. Rafinha does well. Finds Gavi, 18-year-old. Kessie. Ferran Torres. Very much of a makeshift looking attack for Barca with Rafinha and Ferran Torres. Goes across to Balde. The youngster can't keep that one in. Out for a goal kick. Well, that's not a controversial decision anyhow. Bit of pressure on Toni Kroos. De Jong. Rudiger. Again, Benzema dropping deep. He's got 12 goals in 13 matches since the World Cup, which of course he ended up missing through thigh injury, but was fully recovered just about afterwards. Up and down with physical problems this season, though, Benzema. Obviously 34 years old. Happens to all of us. Once again, Vinicius looking to take on Araujo. Looks for the 1-2. The Uruguayan wins the position, though, gets it back to Ter Stegen, who once again thumps it clear. Gets back with Militao. Near Militao. Modric. Dani Carvajal. Little space here for Valverde to run into. Once again, looking for that run from Nacho. Benzema lines up the shot, takes a deflection, and out that one goes for another corner. Obviously, Real Madrid players such as Rudiger, Militao, Camavinga, Benzema, and Nacho, if he's forward, and he's indeed big threat from set pieces. Taking left-footed. Barca head on it, but only as far as Modric. Shots blocked. Camavinga chases that one down. Minutes gone, no score in this first leg of the Copa del Rey semi-final between Real Madrid and Football Club Barcelona. Madrid having the upper hand so far, though. So Vinicius looks to take on Araujo. That's a decent, well, started off looking decent in the end. Ter Stegen makes his claim. Remember, only conceded 8 goals in the Liga Santander. Ter Stegen. 8th of those was last Sunday as Barca produced, certainly, I'd say arguably, probably without doubt, the worst display of the season to lose 1-0 away to Almeria. Xavi not happy afterwards. Play on there as Gavi looks if he took the tumble. So it's Nacho pushing forward on the left. Once again, good work from, this time it's Rafinha getting back. So another corner for Real Madrid. Good defending there from the forward, winger, whatever you want to classify him as. Modric with a corner. Not a great corner, but it's Gavi who puts it out for another set piece. Referee wants to have a word. There was a little bit of rough and tumble in the penalty area. It's Kessie and Rudiger, Araujo and Militao have their arms around each other. Well, another corner. Ter Stegen comes, gets a good punch on it. There's Rafinha. Not really got much available. The furthest forward Barca player at the moment is Jules Koundé. Pressure there on Carvajal. But once again, nicely played out from the back, and there's Modric. Nice play. It's Carvajal hopping up in central midfielder. Valverde. This time it's Benzema. Good movement off the ball. Fede Valverde. That's not a bad ball looking for Benzema. But well defended. So looking at Barca, the injuries have really affected their bench today. They have got Christensen on the bench, but he wasn't deemed fit enough to start by the youngsters such as Pedroia, Alarcón, Arnau Tenas, Pablo Torre, who's played in a few cup matches in earlier rounds. But it does look a bit thin, the Barca bench, it has to be said. Stats I've got in front of me say Real Madrid have had 59% of the ball so far against Barca, which is atypical numbers for Barca. But certainly with Xavi they are a little bit more pragmatic with the play sometimes. There's Balde. More looking for De Jong from Busquets. Kessie. Cameroon. Marcos Alonso to Koundé. Rafinha. Oh, that's a nice little movement there from the Brazilian. Once again, it's back with Frenkie de Jong. And again, Koundé to Marcos Alonso. Madrid sitting deep, but just marking closely, not allowing Barca any space. And De Jong's been forced back there. Comes out to Araujo. Fails to nutmeg Vinicius. 20 minutes gone, still no score. Real Madrid on top though. Looking well organised. Small. Barca got their places sold out. Just trying to find a bit of song. A few calls of boos around the ground as Gavi gets clipped. Accidental there, was he? And Militao go for that one, just clips his heel. Rafinha and De Jong standing over the ball. No. In the end, it looks like it's going to be Marcos Alonso who's going to look to curl it in. Left-footed, perhaps. It's not a bad delivery. Araujo, who is a bit of a threat constantly from set pieces, but there he is again battling with Benzema, who's done really well. And Madrid launch a counter-attack here. Busquets has a little discussion with Vinicius. Does like to get involved with little niggles with opposition players, although, has to be said, Busquets also a bit of an expert at that. But once again, now look at Vinicius, just goes over and pushes him for no reason. Sometimes you wonder why he isn't popular with other players, with other teams. Costa Balde. Good pressuring from Carvajal. That's good defending from Carvajal. Referee decides it's just that little bit too rugged and gives the free kick for Barcelona. Just goes in behind Ferran, doesn't he? Ferran Torres, who let's not forget is the boyfriend of former Spain coach Luis Enrique. And I think you see there that the ball does go out of Vinicius. Again, Barca giving the ball away. Valverde. Going to look for that ball down the channel from Carvajal, isn't he? He does. With Koundé reading the ball very well. No handball, whoops-a-daisy. In the end, Carvajal trips over his own feet. De Jong under real pressure there. Got out of it very well. And that would have been pretty good in the Six Nations from Vinicius. It was a little bit sort of, I don't know if it was 6 of one, half a dozen of another, 7 of one, 5 of the other. Let's have a look. Don't think it can really complain too much. Nearly pulls his head off in the end. There he is arguing with the fourth official. How can you, I mean, to be fair, if you've just been booked and you're pointing your finger at the referee like that, you're taking a risk, and all of a sudden, Kessie, oh, it's in! Or is it? Offside flag is up against Frank Kessie on this near side. Once again, I'm listening to the VAR, says the referee. Straight away, Camavingo gets his pocket picked. Ooh, that's close, isn't it? Well, I think they'll have a few more problems drawing this line. Carvajal, Modric. Camavinga lines it up, does he? At the second attempt, and that's wide and high, and it's a goal kick. Just having a look at the options for Real Madrid on the bench. They've got Asensio, Vasquez, Tchouaméni, Dani Ceballos, who could come in and bring a bit more creativity to midfield. Rodrigo, of course, who would be an option. We even got Eden Hazard on the bench. Believe it or not, the Belgian, in 4 years since joining from Chelsea, has never played against Barca for Real Madrid. And they've also got the young striker Alvaro Rodriguez, El Toro, as his nickname. 18-year-old Uruguayan, scored the equaliser against Atletico at the weekend. If he continues to progress, I think he could save Real Madrid a lot of money when Benzema leaves the club or is forced to retire. He's 34, of course, Karim. Still a great player. Just this season had a few physical problems, and there is Rodrigo, and the other player was Ceballos. Another player out of contract at the end of this season. Overall, he's flattered to deceive at Real Madrid, but the last couple of months he has been very good. Marcos Alonso to Balde. Oof, that's not a great ball. Just gets there, Alonso. De Jong, steadying influence for Barca along with Busquets, just when he's needed. So Barca's options were a little bit more limited. Ansu Fati, Andres Christensen, Jordi Alba, Sergio Roberto, Eric Garcia, Pablo Torre, Christensen, and youngsters on the B team. I think they're probably just there to fill up seats in the aeroplane. We'll see. Moment to say the Ceballos and Rodrigo warming up for Real Madrid. Just a couple of Barca subs warming up as well. I think one of them might be Ansu Fati, but it's quite a way away. So another one for Rafinha to chase. That's going to be a yellow card as he is hauled down rather unceremoniously by Nacho. Remember, in the league, Barca looks as if he got hauled down there. Referee played on. A 7-point lead over Real Madrid. Would have been 10 had they not lost to Almeria. Or had they won in Almeria, but they didn't. That's a decent delivery. Once again, no Koundé in the right place. Carvajal. Modric stabs that in the outside of his foot. Marcos Alonso. Every Barca player within about 10 yards of the area. Nothing really Ferran could do as Real Madrid really ramping up the pressure. Once again, Modric, Camavinga, Militao, well blocked by Gavi. Rudiger. Toni Kroos. A flick from Camavinga once again. Militao stayed forward. Gavi's asked for handball. Maybe better on concentrating on playing on, I think. Valverde. Once again, Fede Valverde, who we know can hit a good shot from outside the box. So Vinicius, and Ter Stegen pounds that one away. Only as far as Benzema. Once again, Camavinga. It's just constant pressure now from Real Madrid. See Benzema can't find the space. There are very few spaces. Kroos. Great movement off the ball there from Modric. Once again, Barca just getting bodies in the way. And there, Militao gets too much on that. You know, I think all the time I've watched Barca, I can't ever remember them playing a game like this where they've just looked to sit so deep and defend. Was curling in viciously, that one. Well, that doesn't mean they've never done it, but I honestly would really stretching my memory to remember another occasion when they have been so deep and so defensive. Just runs through. You've got to think that sooner or later, if you do give Real Madrid so much initiative, they will make it count. Also, Madrid get the wind in their sails as well. They can become a very, very difficult force to defend against. So I think if Madrid get the equaliser, you'd fancy them to then go on and get a second. If being the word. Balde gets back. Kessie goes back to Ter Stegen. He hasn't really got many options, and he finds Koundé. Once again, Marcos Alonso. And once again, it goes, well, I was going to say it goes to a Madrid player. Ferran Torres beaten to that so easily by Rudiger, as he was on the previous ball as well. Former Manchester City youngster. Chance to play against his formative club perhaps at the weekend. Valencia, more cannons into Marcos Alonso. Crowd after a penalty. To be fair, Modric doesn't. Benzema has a tentative inquiry. Referee says, let's just wait, let's have a look. Doesn't look like a penalty to me. It's a corner instead, which Kroos will take. Approach the hour, and he'll have another one. The 8th of the game for Real Madrid. Taking it quickly to Modric. Dinked upwards, Koundé's underneath it. Rafinha helps it on, but there's nobody to help it on to. Oof. Once again given away by Camavinga, and all of a sudden here's Rafinha. Well defended. Makes up for his mistake, Eduardo Camavinga. Kessie just fouls. Toni Kroos, we're past the hour mark. Still 1-0 to Barca, but Real Madrid putting them under a lot of pressure. Vinicius again. So again, he's got Araujo in close proximity. Once again, the defender gets the last touch. Little flick. Once again, it's a Barca head though, Koundé. It's had a solid game, the former Sevilla defender. And well defending there, just shepherding Camavinga out. Although it is another corner. Yeah, it just goes in off his foot, doesn't it? Well spotted there, Mr. Referee. De Jong gets there, hasn't really got any options in front of him. As Rafinha, once again, lots and lots of ground to cover. And he runs it straight out. Bit of a thankless task, it has to be said, for the Brazilian. As Real Madrid prepare their first substitution, it'll be Rodrigo to come on. Just recovered from a minor muscle problem that he picked up at Anfield last week. My word.
Fuder, rapaz, ajuda aí.
Momentary breather for Real Madrid. Militao to Valverde. He's playing in a slightly more central role in the second half, Fede Valverde. Rudiger Benzema, easy to pick up because he's got that bandage on his right wrist. And again to Vinicius. Cross, Nacho looks to put the ball in. It's only helped on as far as Carvajal. And Ter Stegen once again comes out to make the claim. A few little murmurs of discontent after that ball from Carvajal. Would Real Madrid consider playing with just three at the back and taking Carvajal off? Maybe bringing on Rodrigo and using Valverde more as a wing-back? Take it with Barca, the way Barca are playing. Just two players and quite often not leaving anybody up front. It must be tempting. De Jong keeps it steady. Koundé. Rafinha. Real Madrid get possession back. So just keep the pressure a little bit high for a moment. Cut to Carvajal. Just dinks it down to Militao. Benzema looks to make a run. Goes back wide. Rodrigo still waits his moment on the touchline. Ball hasn't gone out of play for a minute or two. Vinicius again. Strides forward. As I say, this man's a central defender normally, but he's a very quick central defender. Doesn't win that, and he's just a little bit out of position now. Ansu Fati also getting ready to come on for Barca. Once again, Koundé wins another header. And Kessie penalised for putting his hand in Carvajal's face. I don't think he gets him right in the face, does he? Just around the lower jaw, just using his arm just to shield the defender. Anyhow, Real Madrid substitution is Nacho coming off, so they are taking a defender off and they're bringing Rodrigo on. And for Barca, well, Ansu Fati's going to have to wait another moment or a bit longer. So another dangerous free kick for Real Madrid, which Kroos will take. Ooh, not a moment to remember that. Gavi, losing out, loses the ball there. He's got to be careful as well, Gavi. Remember, he's picked up a booking. Once again, the referee play is on. There's Rodrigo. Another player who's developed over the last year or so. Busquets needs somebody to make themselves available. At the end, the ball falls kindly for Ter Stegen. Madrid asked for a back pass, but if anything, it was a deflection. Midway through the second half, still 1-0 to Barcelona, who have been camped in and around their penalty area for basically the last 22.5 minutes. The odd little break from Rafinha. There's Balde. That's a good ball from Kessie to Rafinha, who he looks up. Ooh, well, if he'd have maybe taken that a little bit further. He had Ferran Torres in space. As it is, it's overhit. And that is Rafinha's last action of the game, as he is replaced by Ansu Fati. Well, he's put in a shift. It's not exactly worked out for him. Much of the time, but I say he has put in a shift, and in pretty ungrateful circumstances, very much isolated up front. And he's replaced by Ansu Fati, who still perhaps struggling to get that form he had before his knee injury, his 4 subsequent operations, and a bad hamstring injury. Keeps saying that he is fully fit, but he just looks as if he's still a little bit short. And there, Araujo goes down, stays down as well. And Barca, this is one player I would say Barca will definitely not want to see injured. He's a little bit injury prone, the Uruguayan. Be Ferran Torres to take the free kick, almost like a mini corner, you'd say. And Araujo actually got up, but couldn't direct his header on target. That was Araujo, not Busquets. Camavinga, bundled over by Kessie. Yes, Frank, it was a foul. So for the last 20 minutes, it was Rodrigo who went down. If Asensio will get on soon, Marco Asensio, he's certainly a play who can, as we just go back live, and once again, Vinicius crosses into the arms of Ter Stegen. Asensio sort of play who sometimes can just unblock a game for Real Madrid with effort from outside of the area. Koundé to Ansu Fati. So a player you do hope, after all he's been through, still only 20 years old. Oof, good pressure there from Benzema, really forcing Ter Stegen to clear under pressure. Just hovering there behind his international teammate Jules Koundé. Well, former international teammate, I suppose, given that Benzema's announced his retirement from international football. Ah, it's a nice play from Ansu. And there's Balde. De Jong looks up. There is Ferran Torres in quite a bit of space out wide. Ooh, and there's a great chance. Kessie! Oh my word, that was, I would say, they tell you what, there's Barca players have gone to ground, 2 or 3 of them on the ground after that chance. That was, I would say, the game, and very possibly the whole tie there for Barcelona. sure we'll have a look at that in a minute, but Ferran Torres picks out a great pass. And back at the other end. Hey, Rodrigo's ball is intercepted. De Jong to Gavi. Once again with Frenkie de Jong. It's an excellent performance from de Jong. And Busquets have been very good. There he is. Frenkie just gets a little nudge from behind from Valverde, who picks up a booking himself. Here's another look at this chance. So Ferran Torres does really well here. Pulls it back. And it's Ansu Fati who... I think it would have been good. Would it have been going in? Is he just trying to look to flick it over Courtois? And the big question is, would Kessi's shot have gone in had Ansu Fati not tried to flick it over? Anyhow, another change for Real Madrid. Toni Kroos taken off for Orlean. Chouameni. French international, of course, scored that screamer against England in the quarter-final. And we just had a little dip in form post-World Cup, a little bit of dip in form pre-World Cup as well, to be fair. But Kroos has come good since the turn of the year. Obviously the German didn't go to Qatar. There's Carvajal. So we're just approaching the last 15 minutes of normal time here. Still 1-0 to Barca. Could have been 2-0. Which would have been, I think, absolute hammer blow to Real Madrid after the way they've pressed and basically played nearly all the second half in Barca's half. To be fair, without really forcing a difficult save out of Ter Stegen, I think you've got to say. There's Modric. Once again, this time was Balde to clear. Nobody there. Barcelona once again sitting really deep. Chouameni. Little space for Vinicius, and the reason there was space is that he was offside. The chewing gum rate is once again reaching high velocity from Ancelotti. Good line there, which helps us see that it was offside. So Stegen takes his time. And Courtois. Carvajal, Real Madrid switching to three at the back, taking Nacho off to bring Rodrigo on. Rodrigo looking to go through. That goes to Ter Stegen. He thumps it clear. Once again, easy for Rudiger, who looks to give it to Camavinga. Camavinga playing more as an advanced left back. He has played left back in a few games this year. Benzema. Karim Benzema. Still Benzema. Tchouaméni. Decent delivery to the far post. It's well kept in. Once again, big appeals for handball. All the fans behind the goal. And Vinicius into the area. Looks as if he overran that. Indeed he did. Referee saying once again, I'm listening to the VAR. Let's have a look at this then. Valverde keeps it in. Nah. Looks like upper chest to me from Ferran Torres. Little miss there, Koundé. That's a nice little return ball as well. That's blocked Modric effort. And Militao. Over it goes. There's another look at that, what Real Madrid were appealing for. She shoulders, shoulder up her chest, didn't it, from the other angle. Ter Stegen is pushing his luck, isn't he, I think? Once again, Vinicius, that's another ball curled in with the outside of his foot this time. Koundé once again gets there. And that's sent long, straight through to Courtois. Nutmeg there, it comes to Rodrigo, he's blocked. Backs to the wall stuff from the Barca defence. Modric puts it across, but once again Marc-Andre Ter Stegen clutches it to his chest. Puts Balde under a wee bit of pressure. Wins the free kick, Balde, as we go into the last 10 minutes of normal time. Barca will be thinking, well, if we can hang on here or even take a draw back to the Camp Nou in the return leg, we will hopefully have Pedri, Lewandowski and Dembele available, and Christensen fully fit. Let's not forget, these two sides will meet again on March the 19th in the league in the Camp Nou, so there'll be two Camp Nou meetings in less than 3 weeks. If it stays 7 points and Barca win the league match, you'd say that could be a definitive. A long way to go before then, though. They've got to go to San Mamés first and beat Valencia. But we've got to play Betis away this week. Modric. There's the youngster Alvaro Rodriguez ready to come on. He might offer Madrid a little bit more options, a few more options in the air as well. Camavinga. Once again, every Barca player back. Segundo Carvajal's just found that little bit of space. Doesn't get it past Marcos Alonso. Carvajal opts to keep the ball alive. Valverde. And similarities with Grimsby Town's defending in Southampton last night in the FA Cup in England, the way Barca have got so many men behind the ball. By the way, well done, Ari the Haddock. Rudiger to Militao, once again good defending. Gavi, terrier-like. Gets a little touch on that, another Real Madrid throw-in. Carvajal, and once again they don't get past the first defender. Does the best he can there, Ansu Fati. So I just can't remember ever seeing Barcelona produce a performance like this. Just got to say, they defended brilliantly well, but I can very rarely remember Barcelona ever just defending as they have done tonight. Busquets. So they've done it very well, because you can't remember, can you, a really difficult save by Ter Stegen. The effort he maybe palmed wide from Ansu Fati, from Vinicius. Well, that's about it. So it's going to be the youngster Alvaro Rodriguez coming on, and he replaces Luka Modric. So he scored his first goal. Against Atletico last week, and I think Benzema getting the referee out of a little bit of trouble there, just catching Koundé, and the fans were getting a little bit annoyed. Yeah, he just catches him there, doesn't he? Benzema going and helping his fellow countryman to his feet. Just 18 years old. Alvaro, 1.92 m. Goals in 33 appearances for Real Madrid's B team, Real Madrid Castilla. There's Ferran. And that needed some desperate defending there from Rudiger. Ansu Fati turning. Barca making a substitution. Sergio Roberto on for Ferran Torres. Veteran, I think we call him now, Sergio Roberto. Is once again Ferran Torres, a little bit like Rafinha, ploughing a wee bit of a lone furrow. Very unlucky. So that great assist. Yeah, you are wearing number 11, Ferran. Yeah, that's you. No, in the end it's Kessie who goes off. It wasn't 11. Apologies, Ferran. And it's Sergio Roberto coming on. Obviously can play in central midfield or right back or right midfield. I think he'll be playing, if not right back, he'll be playing quite a long way back. So 5 minutes left, a bit less, plus injury time. Barca have a corner. It's easy for Carvajal. For once, every player is in the Real Madrid half. And Balde sends it all the way back to Ter Stegen. Offside flag is up against Alvaro. A little bit surprised that Asensio hasn't got on for Real Madrid. So someone who just, without having a great performance, can still score a goal from within 20, from 30 yards out. Carvajal battling away with Gavi. Who wants but doesn't get a free kick. Tchouaméni to Camavinga. Looks for Benzema. fraction of a second it looked as if he was going to get round the back of the Barca defence, but ball rolls through to Marc-Andre ter Stegen. So again, that's a good delivery. Courtois comes out with his head. Really unlucky in the goal, Thibaut Courtois. It's a good save to deny Kessie. The misfortune that the ball bounced back off that man there. At the back, Eder Militao. Araujo. Koundé does well against Vinicius. And Real Madrid get the free kick. Militao, Camavinga. Once again, Barcelona getting everyone back. Ball falls a little bit kindly there. It's Ferran Torres, of course, is still on. Worked out wide to Camavinga. Rodri, Alvaro looking to get onto it. Carvajal does well there, Alvaro, to make Marcos Alonso struggle. Carvajal once again doesn't get past De Jong, another one who hasn't really done anything wrong today. Saying a slightly more defensive style than we're maybe used to, but intelligent play from the Dutchman all game. To the last minute of normal time. Wonder how much injury time we'll get. 5 minutes perhaps? Maybe even 6. Who knows? But there is an effort that finally... Well, in the end it didn't work, ter Stegen, but it was, I think, as close as Real Madrid have come. It's Rodrigo, about a foot wide. Assistant referee down on the touchline. So we're going to just pass the 90-minute mark now as that flashes past the post. 5 minutes it is. I don't think Barca could have complained perhaps if it had been another minute on that. Obviously not been any great hurry to take set pieces, throw-ins, etc. A little bit of to me to you between Balde and Carvajal. The referee wants to have a word with Xavi, who is booked. He's actually been booked 5 times in the league, Xavi. This is pretty good going as a coach. Sometimes he must still wish he could pull on his boots. Well, anyhow, all of this is ticking the clock along. Will the referee add on another minute afterwards? In the end, it is a... Frank, that's what you call an exchange of views, isn't it, between Xavi and Carvajal? Koundé does really well to get across. Valverde, Rudiger pushing forward now. Once again, as a Barca foot just gets in there at the last moment. Ansu Fati will say thank you very much. I'll have that free kick. The referee maybe feeling a little bit guilty as he slightly got in his way as well. 2 minutes of the 5 gone. Ferran Torres slipping at the wrong moment there. He might be offside if he challenges for that one. Ferran, indeed he is. Linesman's flag goes up. Militao. Real Madrid looking to play it from the back. So, if it does stay like this, if being the word, 2 minutes left to go, it'll be 2 wins in Clásicos to Barca 1 for Real Madrid this season. Real Madrid have still got a couple of time for a couple more attacks though. There's Rodrigo, Benzema, that's good, nicely worked out to Carvajal. Can he curl it in? It's a decent delivery, there's no one there at the far post. Araujo clears only as far as Valverde. Camavinga works it out to Vinicius. He dinks a decent delivery in, and yeah, it's a foul on Ter Stegen. Certainly one for the youngster to challenge for, though, isn't it? But he's basically got the ball. Well, he's close to getting the ball under control there, Marc-Andre Ter Stegen, when Alvaro clatters into him. But the thing is, you brought on a centre-forward who won 92. At least try and give him a couple of crosses to feed off. Yep, up you get. Alvaro apologises, but as a centre-forward, as a coach, I think you'd want your striker to try and go for that, wouldn't you? Oh, in the last minute of injury time, but I suspect we'll get another minute on top of the 5. Gavi flicks that one on. Ansu Fati looks to force Militao to play the ball back. And well played, Frenkie de Jong. Not a great ball to Gavi. Just gives Madrid another sniff. That is an anywhere will do moment there for Marcos Alonso, who bangs it out for a throw-in. As I say, I reckon the referee's going to add a little bit more time. We've had Ter Stegen needing a bit of treatment. There was a little incident with Xavi on the touchline. Another minute, maybe a little bit more. We'll see. So again, Marcos Alonso's had a good performance as well. In fact, you've got to say all the Barca defence have defended really, really well. And the fact is, Real Madrid have pressured and pressured and pressured and not created more than that shot from Rodrigo, really, in the whole game. And to stop Real Madrid, you've got to defend really well. This is just such an atypical display. Still a chance for one more for Real Madrid. To Rudiger, Carvajal, all the players within a 20-metre square box. Only cleared as far as Rudiger, takes a deflection. Cannoning about, and wide it goes. Corner, says the referee. To be honest, from up here, it didn't look like a corner. Let's have a look again. There's no offside. Yeah, might have gone off Araujo. Not convinced either way. Anyhow, this should be the last chance of the match. Rodrigo with the corner. And that... Oh, hang on a second, what's the referee? Is listening to the VAR. Not quite sure what's happening here. Well, that is the final whistle.